Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic from OBS Speaks Transportation, all about the invisible infrastructure that surrounds us every single day. I mean, we literally interact with it from the very second we step out our front doors, but we almost never actually notice it. Think about it for a second. How do you navigate your daily commute? How do you know exactly when to stop, where to yield, or which lane to get into, all without a single person ever saying a word to you? It kind of feels like pure intuition at this point, right? But actually, it's a highly engineered, globally recognized system that your brain is processing completely in the subconscious as you drive. We're talking about traffic signs and street furniture. And no, this isn't just some random assortment of metal and plastic scattered along the sidewalk. It is literally the silent operating system of the city. These elements form the indispensable backbone that supports everything from basic mobility and keeping us safe to efficiency, accessibility, and overall urban sustainability. Okay, let's dive into Section 1, the silent urban language, making the invisible visible. Just consider the sheer volume of data you process on a quick 5-minute drive to the store. This visual system is communicating vital information to you constantly, without a single verbal interaction. It's what lets drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, and public transit operators make safe, split-second decisions on the fly. It is honestly a masterpiece of psychological design and visual communication. Moving on to Section 2, decoding our traffic signs, the 4 pillars of visual road communication. So traffic signs are strategically placed to do highly specific jobs, to keep you from getting overwhelmed, to drastically reduce that cognitive load when you're traveling at high speeds. These devices are broken down into 4 distinct categories: regulatory, warning, guide and directional, and information signs. Now, what's really fascinating here is the profound difference in psychological intent between these types. Regulatory signs, they demand strict obedience. They maintain order by enforcing speed limits and stop signs to prevent absolute chaos. But warning signs do something totally different. They trigger our fight or flight awareness. They alert our brains to upcoming shifts in the environment, like sharp bends or school crossings, way before we even see them. Then we have what I like to call the user interface of the city. Guide signs act as your navigational engine, seamlessly giving you route IDs and distance markers, so you never lose your bearings. Meanwhile, information signs point you toward the essentials, like hospitals, gas stations, or parking. Basically, they make navigating the complex urban maze totally frictionless. All right, Section 3, more than just benches, the 5 classes of street furniture. The urban environment can feel a bit, harsh and purely utilitarian sometimes, but passenger facilities are designed to inject humanity and comfort back into those concrete spaces. Think about the massive relief of an older adult resting on a public bench, or a commuter staying perfectly dry in a bus shelter during a sudden downpour. And right alongside that comfort is protection, safety infrastructure. Things like guardrails, bollards, and crash cushions acts as a literal physical shield. But it also serves as a subconscious psychological barrier, quietly enforcing that critical boundary between vulnerable pedestrians on the sidewalk and the heavy, fast-moving traffic just a few feet away. Beyond those static physical barriers, we have the true choreographers of the street, traffic management tools. We're talking signals and road delineators. These prevent total urban chaos. They quietly and flawlessly conduct this incredibly complex, overlapping dance of thousands of vehicles and people moving through an intersection, all at the exact same time. Wrapping up the major classes of this furniture, we have the elements of public convenience: waste bin, lighting systems, bicycle parking, things that are incredibly easy to overlook, right? But they are the unsung heroes of public health and safety. Just placing one single trash can correctly or lighting up a dark pathway drastically improves how functional and livable our public spaces actually are. Section 4, hidden benefits of urban design: social, economic, and environmental impacts. So the crucial takeaway here is that when this silent infrastructure is well designed, it yields massive holistic returns. Socially, it physically saves lives by minimizing human error and helping vulnerable users. Economically, it supercharges logistics and saves serious money by reducing traffic jams. And environmentally, it quite literally helps save the planet by lowering fuel consumption and greenhouse gas emissions, simply by keeping traffic flowing smoothly. And here's a crazy fact. The global standardization that we take totally for granted today, it didn't just happen by accident. It was explicitly architected way back in 1968 during the Vienna Conventions on Road Traffic and Road Signs and Signals. That single historical framework established the universally recognized visual rules that keep our global roads perfectly synchronized, even half a century later. Which brings us to Section 5, the Smart City Future, integrating intelligent transport systems. We are right in the middle of a massive paradigm shift. Our infrastructure is transitioning from passive objects made of wood and metal into active, intelligent participants in the city grid. With real-time digital message boards, sensors monitoring air quality, and EV charging stations, the street is literally waking up. It can actually sense and respond to the urban environment in real time. How cool is that? So it turns out these aren't just roadside installations. As the experts put it, they are strategic assets that shape the efficiency, safety, and resilience of mobility systems. As our transportation networks get more and more complex, modernizing this intelligent infrastructure is absolutely fundamental for sustainable urban mobility. So, I leave you with this. How will you see your street the next time you step outside? Once you finally notice this brilliant silent language working tirelessly in the background, you realize the city has actually been communicating with you all along. Thanks for exploring this with me on The Explainer, and I'll catch you next time.